Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jana आज का उत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गुरु गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की रामाचार्य शिलादास ठाकुर की प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna, welcome to ISKCON Detroit Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam morning class. So we are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, texts 22, 23 and 24. As 22 and 23 doesn't have purport, we'll go through 22 to 24. So let us start with small prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Jaiva Narottamam
Narasthaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudire
Tato Jayamudire
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktar Bhavati Naistiki
Bhagavati Naishiki
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namah.
Govindaya Namo Namah.
Hare Krishna. Welcome to ISKCON Detroit Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam morning class. So today we are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 15, The Pandavas Retire Timely, texts 22, 23 and 24. So 22, 23 doesn't have purport, so we'll just read sloka and translation and then repeat the text 24. Rajam stvanu prasthanam
Rajastvayana Krishnana
sahridam na sahritpure
Sudanam Apsurate
viprasapa vimudhanam
Viprasapa Vimudhanam
nignatham mustivirmitha
Nignatam
varunim madiram pitva
Varunim Mandiram Pitva
madonmatita cetasam
Adonmatita Chetasam
ajanatham ivanyonyam
Ajanata Ivadanyam
Chatu pancha vasesita.
Pancha Vishesita.
Let us go word by word. Rajan, O king, Tvaya, by you, Anupristhanam, as you inquired, Suhridam, of friends and relatives, Na, our, Suhritpure, in the city of Dwaraka, Vipra, of the Brahmanas, Sapa, by the curse of Vimudhanam, of the befooled, Nighnatha, of the killed, Mustibihi, with bunches of sticks, Mitha, among themselves, Varunim, fermented rice, Madiram, wine, Pitva, having drunk, Mada Unmatita, being intoxicated, Chetasam, of that mental situation, Ajanatham, of the unrecognized, Iva, like, Anyonyam, one another, Chatu, 4, Pancha, 5, Avasesita, now remain. Translation by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupāda ki. Translation. O King, since you have asked me about our friends and relatives in the city of Dwaraka, I will inform you that all of them were cursed by the Brahmanas, and as a result, they all become intoxicated with wine made of putrefied rice and fought among themselves with sticks, not even recognizing one another. Now all but 4 or 5 of them are let's go through text 24. Prayenaitad bhagavata. Prayenaitad bhagavata. Prayenaitad bhagavata. Ishvarasya vichestitam. Ishvarasya vichestitam. Ishvarasya vichestitam. Mito nignati bhutani. Mito nignati bhutani. Bhavayanti chayanmita. Bhavayanti chayanmita. Anyone would like to repeat?
Prayenaitad bhagavata.
Prayenaitad bhagavata.
Ishvarasya vichestitam.
Ishvarasya vichestitam.
Mito nignati bhutani.
Mito nignati bhutani. Bhavayanti chayanmita.
Prayenaitad bhagavata.
Prayenaitad bhagavata. Ishvarasya vichestitam.
Mito nignanti bhutani.
Mito nignati bhutani.
Bhavayanti cha yanmita.
Bhavayanti chayanmita. Let us go word by word. Prayenaitad.
Prayenaitad.
It is almost by.
It is almost like
Bhagavata. Of the personality of Godhead. Ishvarasya. Of the Lord. Vichestitam. By the will of. Mita. One another. Nignanti. Do kill. Bhutani. The living beings. Bhavayanti. As also protect. Cha. Also. Yat. Of whom. Mita. One another. Translation is purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaramindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupāda ki. Translation. Factually, this is all due to the supreme will of the Lord, the personality of Godhead. Sometimes people kill one another, and at other times they protect one another. Please repeat. Factually, this is all due to the supreme will of the Lord, the personality of Godhead. Sometimes people kill one another, and at other times they protect one another. Purport. According to the anthropologists, there is nature's law of struggle for existence and survival of the fittest. But they do not know that behind the law of nature is the supreme direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is confirmed that the law of nature is executed under the direction of the Lord. Whenever, therefore, there is peace in the world, it must be known that it is due to the good will of the Lord. And whenever there is upheaval in the world, it is also due to the supreme will of the Lord. Not a blade of grass moves without the will of the Lord. Whenever, therefore, there is disobedience of established rules enacted by the Lord, there is war between men and nations. The surest way to path of peace, therefore, is dovetailing everything to the established rule of the world. The established rule is whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we sacrifice, or whatever we give in charity must be done to the full satisfaction of the Lord. No one should do anything, eat anything, sacrifice anything, or give anything in charity against the will of the Lord. Discretion is the better part of valor, and one must learn how to discriminate between actions which may be pleasing to the Lord and those which may not be pleasing to the Lord. An action is thus judged by Lord's pleasure or displeasure. There is no room for personal whims. We must always be guided by the pleasure of the Lord. Such action is called Yoga Karma Kaushalam, or actions performed which are linked with the Supreme Lord. That is the art of doing a thing perfectly. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnana-jana-shalakaya Chakshura-militam-yena Tasmai Shri-Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya-manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri-Guru Shri-Yuta-Padakamalam Shri-Guru Vaishnavamsta Shri-Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvikam Tam Sadevam Sadvaitam Savadotam Varidana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri-Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri-Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Bhupesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Haripriye Panchakalpatarupyasya Kripasindhubhye vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavani Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare
So, welcome back to ISKCON at Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam morning class. So yesterday we have seen how Arjuna was saying, I have the very same Gandiva bow, the same arrows, the same chariot drawn by the same horses, and I use them as the same Arjuna, to whom all the kings offered their due respects. But in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them at a moment's notice have become null and void. It is exactly like offering clarified butter on ashes, accumulating money with a magic wand, or sowing seeds on barren land. So Arjuna was realizing yesterday, like, it was all same, but just due to the presence of Krishna only, that he has all that power that is being equipped. He's been equipped with, because he has the same bow, he has the same arrows, everything was same, but he couldn't win over just small cowherd men and tribal persons. So he was saying it was just due to the presence of Lord Krishna that he was able to conquer many mighty great warriors. So today he was answering Yudhishthira Maharaj that, O king, since you have asked me about our friends and relatives in the city of Dwarka, so he's informing, like, I will inform you that all of them were cursed by the Brahmanas, and as a result, they all became intoxicated with wine made of putrefied rice and fought among themselves with sticks, not even recognizing one another. Now all but 4 or 5 of them are dead and gone. So this is all due to the supreme will of Lord, the personality of Godhead. Because sometimes people kill one another, and at other times they protect one another. So the story behind this text 22 and 23 is like, as we all know, the Prince Samba, who is a son of Supreme Lord Krishna and his transcendental pastime. So one day, along with his friend Samba, he was playing with his friends. Just then, some saintly personalities, sages, arrived in the city of Dwarka, and they were inquiring about something with Samba and his friends. And Samba and his friends were very naughty and very so crazy persons. So, I mean, they thought of making fun of those sages. So they said like Samba acting as if pregnant woman, like he was dressed like as if a pregnant woman, and they were doing some drama kind of thing, play. So when the sages arrived, and they were asking, so what? Who are you and what is this? They were saying like, oh, don't you know this is a kind of big metal or some animal, and the sages said, oh, is it? And they said, as it is, like, I mean, as you say. So as a part of play, they were doing a small incident, prank upon the sages, but sages got offended and they cursed that the city, I mean, whoever residents of Dwarka will be fighting among each other with sticks, getting intoxicated with wine and with made of putrefied rice, like it's a spoiled rice, and will fight among themselves, like not recognizing one another. They all knew that they were residents of Dwarka and the Supreme Lord, but as soon as the Supreme Lord is departed from this material world, then everyone started fighting among themselves with intoxications and wines, like in the presence of that wine and effect of that wine. So actually what happened when Samba got cursed, then they immediately went to he delivered a lump of iron ball or a lump of iron rod from his belly. So they went to Grisand Maharaj and they revealed all this to him. Then he ordered his soldiers to break that, whatever the lump of metal that is being came out, he ordered them to break it into finer pieces and then throw it into the river. Then they did the same, but after they threw into that, it all being accumulated into a big lump again. And Jai Shri Jai Jagannath, and yeah, eventually it is not broken, it cannot be broken, and it again found in a lump. And those people, those who are using that Yamuna river, residents from Dwarka. So, so the residents of Dwarka were using that water, so they were like very much affected by the curse by sages, and immediately once they lost the presence of Lord Krishna among their lives got shattered very much, and the curse got into effect so soon, and they were, as mentioned here in this verse, they got intoxicated with wine, and they were mad at each other, they were fighting with each other, and they knew they were nice residents of Dwarka, but still, I mean, in that intoxication effect, they couldn't determine who they are, and they were fighting among each other, and in the process, like many people started, many residents started losing their lives. And then in the next verse, like text 24, it was all due to the will of Supreme will of the Lord. Because sometimes people kill one another, and sometimes people protect one another. Because see, like the one case where people kill one another is like when we see wars between nations and countries fight conflicts and many conflicts in the country borders. So there will be a situation where one nation people will be conflicting with others, like fighting vigorously with others. In the due process, eventually the people from both sides may lose lives. So that is the one scenario. And other times they protect one another. So imagine a situation where disaster like floods or earthquake or cyclones or any other, then everyone will come forward to protect one another, to protect others. Because if you are living in a community where suddenly your street got flooded, you will be inclined to protect others. Oh, how is the person doing? What should I do for him? If his house got drowned, then let me call him to my house and give him some shelter. So in this scenario, people cooperate with each other, and also they were very much being protected by one another, because it was destined by supreme will of the Lord. So that's how. And we also, not all the times we try to protect one another. In some critical situations like wars, like the enemies, like do they think of like, oh, protecting the enemies, that we should protect enemies. Eventually, if you try to protect the person who is causing trouble to your nation and innocent people, so eventually the person will be going to kill you, even not this day but the other day. So it was all the plan of supreme will of the Lord. So even in the purport, Śrīla Prabhupāda stresses here, according to anthropologists, there is nature's law of struggle for existence and the survival of fittest. So as we see in observing the food chain of the animals or living organisms, so starting from grass and like grasshopper, mosquito or bees, and then goes on like frog and snake and eagle, and it goes on. It covers all the food chain. Like it's all in a systematic way that each and every living organism has its own food, and also it's been prey for human beings, but it's been a prey for other organisms. And it's we don't see like, oh, animals is eating animals. It's a part of their life actually. They don't wantedly, they don't kill anyone, like unnecessarily they don't kill other living organisms. Only for the sake of their living, they try to attack or they try to harm other beings and try to have it as their food. So, survival of the fittest. So in this competitive world, like not only in terms of food or something, but in every aspect, like whatever terms of career or education, everything, everyone strives to be perfect. Oh, I have to be perfect. I have to achieve this position. I have to achieve that position. I have to earn this much. Otherwise, I could be in trouble. I have to earn that much. Otherwise, there will be inflation. There will be loss. There will be so much increase in like commodities, like necessities, day-to-day life. So, as the competition goes on increasing, the survival, the tendency to exist in this world is just decreasing, and naturally the humanity and ethical values are also being reduced. So imagine if you have a scarcity of one product in the market. Suppose if an item has been very scarce or very rare. Previously it used to be plenty, but due to some market situations or climatic conditions, we will observe this kind of thing in various nations, like in India. Sometimes there will be a scarcity of onions, sometimes there will be scarcity of some fruits or some necessities of vegetables, kind of thing. So at that time, what the vendors will do, like whoever has that, they will increase the price slowly, like sometimes they will increase rapidly. One day, tomatoes were price of some $2 or $3 something, but if the market has scarcity, eventually the demand increases, right? Then the price of that tomato may increase up to $5 or $6 the other day. So how is that rapid change is being occurring? Because whoever wants that product, they will try to spend as much as possible on it and try to have that product for life. It's not a mandatory thing. There are some mandatory things, like there might be some medicine, but some things that can be avoided due to at some certain period of time can be avoided, because you know that there is a scarcity of that product. Why can't you try to use another alternatives? Like if you are taking in the case of tomatoes, try to use some tomato paste or some tomatoes, diced tomatoes or something like that, just to make an alternative choice of yours. Because as the market condition is unstable, so better cooperate with the society and market. Because if you try to think like that and everyone tries to start thinking like that, the scarcity doesn't come down, but it goes on increasing level by level. So that's the thing of survival of fittest. But many people don't know who is behind this law of nature. Actually, Supreme Lord Shri Krishna is behind the law of nature. Everything is being controlled by him. He is the supreme controller and he is the supreme proprietor of everything. And as mentioned here, whenever therefore there is peace in the world, it must be known that it is due to the good will of the Lord. And even in Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata abhyudhanam adharmasya tadapmanam sajamanam. So whenever and wherever there is decline in religious principles, Lord Supreme Lord appears and establishes dharma. And also we see the next verse, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya siddhaskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So to protect pious persons and to annihilate miscreants, Lord appears, and to establish principles of dharma, Lord appears millennium after millennium. So that's the reason, even if there is some disobedience of established rules enacted by the Lord, there is war between men and nations. As we see, the best example here in this context is battlefield Kurukshetra war. So how is the battle? Because at that time there were a lot of miscreants, lot of demons, a kind of demoniac nature people were a lot in residing on the earth. So then, what to speak of demon Kamsa, who is the maternal uncle of Supreme Lord Krishna. So in order to annihilate all these demons, various demons, Putana, Drinavata, Kamsa, Jarasandha, and many other demons were there. So in order to annihilate, actually Lord can just in a blink of eye he can do that, but he wanted to enjoy the transcendental pastimes with the devotees. He wanted to experience that, he wanted to give that experience to all of us. He wanted to get back to want us to get back to the kingdom of Supreme Abode. So that's why he appears in this material. And as part of his transcendental pastimes, he did the killing of all the demons and everything. So the surest, the ultimate path of peace is dovetailing everything to the established rule of the Lord. So imagine, as we all see in the previous chapters, how a city of Dwarka was prospered in every respect when Supreme Lord Krishna is ruling that kingdom. Because Supreme Lord himself is ruling, and nature, everything is being supportive to the humanity and residents of Dwarka, and everything was peaceful and opulent. But as soon as Supreme Lord has disappeared from this material world, everything got to change. We saw how Yudhishthira Maharaj had observed one by one bad omens in his kingdom, and Dwarkavasis now they were fighting with one another with intoxications effect of wine and stick and weapons. So one may question like, oh, what we should do then? What is the thing that we can do even in the modern society that we can be peaceful and attain the path of God consciousness or Krishna consciousness? So simple, whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we sacrifice or whatever we give in charity, it must be done to the full satisfaction of the Lord. No one should do anything, eat anything that is not offered, sacrifice anything or give anything in charity against the will of the Lord. So one may question like, oh, how do we know that? So this can be known by regular study of scriptures and also following the instructions of a spiritual master and our acharyas and following Guru Parampara, qualified discipline succession, and through Guru, Sadhu and Shastras one may know like what to do and how to please Krishna and how to be peaceful even in the midst of many chaos in the modern society. So if we think on, if we realize that we are not this body, we are the part and parcel of Krishna, then we are all part and parcels of Krishna. Then it means like we are all children of Supreme Lord. So will there be any misunderstandings or conflicts between the one person to other? Because we all understand that this body is temporary and we are all coming from Krishna himself. So when we try to understand fully in that respect, we don't engage ourselves in conflict, unnecessary conflict, or unnecessarily engaging in wars between one nation and another nation. And there is no room for personal sense gratification or personal whims. And we must always be guided by the pleasure of the Lord, by His pure devotees like Śrīla Prabhupāda and all our Guru Parampara. And such an action is called Yoga Karma Kaushalam, or which is even termed as actions performed which are linked with Supreme Lord. And that is the art of doing a thing perfectly in a well-situated manner. Because, see, if we try to do some charity that is being pleased by the Lord, while you engage it in the service of the Lord, while you help in running a temple or help a pure devotee to engage in Krishna consciousness, that pleases Krishna. If Krishna is pleased, then everyone gets pleased, and He eventually bestows His unlimited mercy upon us. And He actually is not in requirement of anything, but we, as a matter of gratitude and respect towards Him, we offer whatever we can offer in terms of charity, in terms of paychecks or something, or on a regular basis. If we try to offer whatever the bhoga that you prepare, if you first offer it to Krishna, and if you take the remnants of prasadam from Krishna, remnants of bhoga as prasadam from Supreme Lord Shri Radha. So how wonderful it will be, like you are being situated in the highest Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness, but while you are honoring the prasadam. It's beyond the three modes of material nature. It's like goodness, passion and ignorance. It's beyond that. It's a transcendental mode of goodness. So it will be a very good change. So the change may not come in one day or one night, but if you eventually try step by step, one after another, then one day you will definitely recognize, oh, how blissful I am now. If you try to compare yourself now and just 1-2 years back, how you are 1-2 years back and how you are now, that reveals did you experience that change or not? So yeah, we should try to regularly associate with the pure devotees of the Lord. Whenever there is possibility, we should try to render service to them, and also we should try to follow instructions of there very seriously, and we should try to engage in readings like book readings like Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad-Gita, Chaitanya-Charitamrita, and all Śrīla Prabhupāda books, which are quoted very nicely by Śrīla Prabhupāda and very in an easy and understandable manner to each and every one of us, so that it is very easy to follow the process. And also, if there are any questions or inquiries, we can even take the association of devotees so that it will be clarified and it will be helpful in progressing our spiritual life and getting back to Krishna, back to hope, back to Godhead. So, even if you try to engage in the festivities of temple, like as we do have upcoming big festival like Festival of Chariots, Rath Yatra, Jagannath Rath Yatra is coming up next month in July 19th. So it will be amazing, like Jagannath being so merciful, he comes out on chariot to see all of us. He is so merciful that he is coming out to see every one of us. And if we try to participate, if we try to engage some little service into that, then Jagannath will protect us for sure. So we invite everyone to participate in the Rath Yatra that's been scheduled next month, July 19th, starting at 11 a.m. in the morning at Nova Center. So try to come and experience the blissful darshan of Lord Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadramaya. Thank you. Hare Krishna. I would like to end this class today by stating this few conclusions, and thank you. I'm sorry if I spoke anything wrong, and if there are any questions, comments, realizations.
Thank you very much. Everything depends on Krishna. The point is that please Krishna in every respect, you will be pleased and everybody will be happy.
Yeah.
The problem is the scarcity comes from greed of the people.
Yes.
They wanted to capture more,
Yes.
each one. But we share equally in the sense that what you need, that much you take it.
Yeah.
Amount. But we may collecting to grow our need for tomorrow, next day. So then the problem happens.
Yeah, I have gone through the news in India, there was fuel shortage, gas shortage that has been occurred in India due to the wars between other nations. Then people, even though there was no need of buying fuel for their regular use, the fear, the phobia got into them for, there will be scarcity of gas, there will be no gas for this many days. And people started overly expenses on that and buying and keeping reserves. That doesn't help them, and in turn it's a danger. If something happens, then everything will be burned into ashes. So that, not only that, but it also internally it causes scarcity among that whatever reserves they have. If everyone try to be more preservative and protective, want to keep their own for their own sense gratification and for their own selfish reasons, it eventually, for the genuine person who needs the fuel for some shorter interval of time, he is unable to get it. So it is to be understood that whatever we want our for needs, Krishna will provide it for sure. Because every day we are experiencing whatever we are getting, food, clothes, sheltering, everything is being provided by Krishna. He is the Supreme Lord. And more than pleasing Krishna, if we try to please his pure devotees, if we try to serve our spiritual masters or Guru Parampara and many pure saintly personalities, great Maharajas, then Krishna will be more pleased by your act, and Krishna will more and more empower you in serving them a lot better. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Granthra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupāda ki jai.